All right, good afternoon and welcome back to Princess Hit Channel, still 28th of April 2025, and we thank the Lord for everything. All right, in moments of great expectation and prolonged waiting, it is only natural for emotions to run high and for questions to arise in the hearts of even the strongest among us. Today, our beloved Grant community stands at a delicate point, a point where faith must speak louder than fear, and the wisdom must guide us more than impatience. Many have raised concerns, and possibly those concerns could be sincere, asking, why can't Apostle Ken send a voice note directly? Would it make a difference to the expected disbursement? Is it necessary, really? Should we be worried? Now, these are honest questions that are flowing from genuine hearts that have waited over time, they have hoped, and they believed. And today, it is important we address these concerns with clarity, with maturity, and deep understanding, so that no one falls into unnecessary fear, into confusion or discouragement at this critical hour. I want us to take a deep breath, calm our spirits, and carefully walk through the realities of this moment together, because the goal is not just to inform your mind, but also to strengthen your heart, so you can stand firm till the final blessing fully manifests. Now, I'm going to go into the intricacies or a little bit deeper into understanding the true situation. Don't touch the dial. I'll be with you just in a moment. Alright, welcome back to our channel. This is Princess, the channel with legitimacy of update and all information you could desire at a time like this. Alright, like I said before the short break, I'm going to be running a reality check on the call for this verbal voice note from Apostle Ken regarding disbursement. We've had a lot of them in the comment section coming at us that these are just a worded statement, that we needed a voice note coming from the county director to reassure one or two things. All right, and I'm going to be kind of classifying this or denominating this for us to get a better background and understanding to what we're trying to communicate to us. Now, the first is that we need to understand the present situation, that in times of prolonged waiting as we have it right now, especially when people's hopes, finances, and emotions are deeply invested, it is completely normal for the community to desire stronger assurances. Very important. And after many months or even years of expectation, people need tangible signs of progress, something they can connect to emotionally, on a deeper level emotionally. And the recent written address from the National Secretary, Comrade Simeon Idachaba, for the County Director, speaking on behalf of Apostle Ken, was intended to bridge that communication gap by offering encouragement, updates, and reassurance in an official capacity. However, understandably anyway, some members or some subscribers or some individuals of the community are now advocating for something more personal and direct, specifically a voice note from Apostle Ken himself. Now, their demands, now listen to me carefully, your demands, if you're one of those advocating for this, your demands stems from genuine feelings. I could relate to that. A longing for personal connection to the visionary leader they trust which is Apostle Ken. The fact that you are still here, let's call a spade a spade. The fact that you are still here on this channel, on this platform, still hoping for the disbursement, it shows that you still trust the mandate of the county director, Apostle Ken Wakama. Yes. Then the need for fresh emotional encouragement after enduring long periods of silence and sometimes seemingly uncertain situations. Also, the desire for renewed assurance that the mission is still alive, that the mission is still active, and the mission is nearing fulfillment. That is why some of us are demanding for the voice note, a longing for personal connection, the need for fresh emotional encouragement, the desire for renewed assurances. But then, is a voice note necessary for the disbursement to happen? Let us be very clear. The release of a voice note is not a legal, technical, or operational requirement for disbursement to occur. Now, disbursement in any grant system, especially of this magnitude, depends on some critical factors which I'm going to state for us clearly. First, disbursement depends on the completion of internal financial logistics, which could be referred to as the fund release, the bank processing, the account verifications. They have to be completed. Secondly, it depends on securing necessary approvals from financial institutions, regulatory bodies, and legal advisors, which I believe some of these things have been overcome in recent past. Then it also depends on final administration or administrative procedures that must often comply with national and sometimes international standard, which we believe that by the inclusion of the IMF body, we saw that everything was intact. And to the point where we are, that the fund was lodged into designated accounts, we know that some hurdles, a lot of hurdles at the back end, were actually overcame. Now, in short, the actual flow of funds is governed by administrative and financial systems, and not emotional communication or public relations. So thus, even if Apostle Ken were to release 10 voice notes tomorrow, it would not in itself trigger or speed up the release of funds. The machinery behind disbursement is bigger than any one man's voice. I want us to know that. The machinery behind disbursement is certainly bigger than any one man's voice. We have to know that it is administrative, it is legal, and it is systemic. Okay, then if this is the question, so why then are people demanding for a voice note? Now, while a voice note does not affect the back-end operations, it also holds powerful emotional and psychological weight for the people. I could understand that, because I'm going to, you see, I'm just being factual to lay all of these stakes before us. A voice note would serve several important purposes. In the other vein, we know that a voice note could calm fear and speculations. In other words, hearing Apostle Ken's own voice would silence many rumors. It will silence some conspiracy theories and doubts that is currently circulating among some member folks. Also, his audio voice would reinforce authenticity. It would confirm that the current leadership is still in control, is alive, and also actively managing their affairs countering fake news or impersonations. Then his voice could also boost morale. Yes, because after a long wait, as we now have it, an encouraging voice message would feel like a personal handshake, a direct encouragement to hold on a little longer, and that will pass a message of hope to the people. His voice could also be a means to stabilize the community when trust is restored. Chaos and anxiety among members drastically reduce, leading to better cooperation, patience, and less infighting or public disorder. So these are, in summary, these are ways that we could possibly say that the voice of the country director would carry enormous vitality than just the write-ups. So a voice note would be tantamount to emotional and psychological reassurance. Then a written message could be tantamount to a formal and administrative reassurance. So, but both have their roles, but neither alone will trigger physical disbursement. Now, what about the strategic importance of leadership communication? Now, great leaders understand that communication at the right moment can change everything. And from a strategic perspective, issuing a voice note at this late, sensitive stage would be a master stroke. That's the way I perceive everything. In other words, it's going to restore fading hope, and it will protect the integrity of the vision. It will also unify the community and make them to be patient for just a little longer. And sometimes we know and understand that delays happen, not because a project is fake, but because the scale of fulfillment is larger than anticipated. And this would require more careful compliance with laws, with banks, with systems. And in such times, wise leaders, they use their voice to keep the ship steady and also prevent what is called passenger panic. Yes, that is what wise leaders do. They don't keep too silent. They use their voice very well to prevent what is normally called passenger panic. So therefore, while it is not so mandatory that a voice note should come from the country director at a time like this, yet a voice note would also be highly beneficial to preserve order and unity among the followers within this ecosystem. Then on a final level, which we could classify this as the reality to all of us right here, the real work of disbursement is happening, and it is happening silently behind the scenes. The banks, the regulatory bodies, the financial security challenges or the clearances at the back end, the massive fund logistics, they do not move at the same speed with human emotions. They move at the speed of laws and protocols. Now, Apostle Ken's heart could be for the people, and if he chooses to speak some, it will be because he loves the people and wants to encourage them, not because disbursement depends on it. Now, your patience is not in vain. Often the most profound moves of God comes after the deepest of silences. Yes, check it over time. The most profound moves of God in time and time again comes after the deepest of silences. There is movement in the spirit, I believe that, and your faith must not fail now. Guard your heart and minds. In times like this, confusion, anger, and suspicion can creep in easily into your heart, but you gotta stay focused. You got to stay prayerful. You got to stay anchored. Voice or no voice, if God has ordained this disbursement, and if the technical processes are completed, as many insiders believe they soon would be, nothing, absolutely nothing, and no one can stop it. Conclusively, I want to end this voice note right now. The voice note is emotionally helpful, but operationally unnecessary. Despite that, we still advocate for it. Now quote me, it is emotionally going to be helpful to the people, but not operationally necessary. Now, disbursement depends on back-end systems, not on public statements. Faith, patience, and unity among members, among all of us, are still the most powerful force that we must maintain. Expect the best, prepare for the best, stay positive. We are closer than ever before. We got wind some time ago that Apostle Ken says he would come out after disbursement have been made to stakeholders. We just got that wind, not because it was. And if that is the case, that means we still advocate for it. If it is coming, believe it, it's going to help us. If you are new here, do subscribe and hit the bell. We love you. This is Princess City Channel. Have a nice day.